If you're having trouble finding a rental you can afford, well, it's not just your imagination. Fox 5 iTeam's data file says Metro Atlanta has one of the highest eviction rates in the country. Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, just go into eviction court and you will see the faces of families who are being told one after another they have 7 days to vacate and to find a new place to live. Now, a recent study by the Federal Reserve Board of Atlanta reveals, no, it is not because they are lazy. It is not because they won't work. It is a problem that working families have little control over. This is what losing your home looks like. Your worldly belongings carried to the street, in the rain, for strangers to rummage through. A new study says that in recent years, Atlanta has lost 5,000 affordable rental units. Those complexes often were torn down, replaced with high-end homes.
You all will need to vacate your homes and apartments a week from today.
This is what losing your home feels like.
I'm sorry, I'm a little distraught right now.
24-year-old LaMarcia Dill, who works full-time, is getting evicted. This single mom is confused.
I know now. I'm just standing here right now.
And outgunned by a landlord who brought a lawyer. This is the scene day in and day out at Fulton's dispossessory court. Working families, largely women, getting evicted. So what's the solution? Laura Raymond with the Atlanta Federal Reserve headed the study that takes a deep dive into why Atlanta sits near the top nationally for evictions.
22% of rental households in Fulton County receive an eviction notice, or did receive an eviction notice in 2015.
That's 1 in 5 families who get notice they're getting kicked out. Today in Metro Atlanta, the working poor are too often spending more than 50% of their paycheck on rent.
The ability of our clients to kind of survive always impresses me.
Michael Lucas of the Atlanta Volunteer Lawyers Foundation fights on behalf of tenants.
Families are stretched so thin to be able to make that rent every month that there's no margin of error. The getting less hours, just 1 week at your job, and you're facing eviction.
The problem has never been as clear as it is in Atlanta's Thomasville Heights Elementary School, where it has an annual 40% turnover rate. Let's put a face on this because many of you are parents, and let's put ourselves in their position. Let's say you have a second grader and she's here and she's making new friends because she was in a different school last year because her family had been evicted from their home. Well, the holidays come, things fall apart, and the family unfortunately is getting evicted again. This child has to make friends again because she has to go to a whole new school. Can you imagine? It's not just an Atlanta problem, it's metro-wide. More and more landlords are investors who live out of state, and according to the study, they can be less likely to work with struggling renters.
I'm going to give them a money judgment for $315. You'll need.
LaMarcia Dill got an eviction notice because she made a mistake. She paid rent, but she stopped paying her landlord for water.
I just stopped paying it because the water was coming out dirty and it was not even coming out in a consistent flow. It was just work some days, didn't work, go in and out in the middle of your showers.
Attorney Michael Lucas has some free legal advice. Don't stop paying your rent. Call code enforcement and document every discussion or agreement in texts or emails.
It's actually a great documentation. It's easy to kind of show that it's the back and forth of the conversation, and so use that.
Because starting over again and again is no way to live.
I don't have a place to go. I don't even know where to start.
A result of the tight housing market is that people are having to move into lower end places for a whole lot of money. And by lower end, I mean faulty utilities or mold, and they can barely afford this. When you need those things addressed by your landlord, I'm telling you, please get everything in writing. This can mean email or a text, and when you file a repair request, write it down. It doesn't have to be an ugly exchange, but maybe just a reconfirmation of your agreement with your landlord. You can use that in court. And when I was in court, I saw the judge reading the texts over and over again.
So make sure you save those.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like this can get really complicated, Dana. So how can renters get help if they can't manage this on their own?
There's lots of help out there. You have to find it. You know, I've got the links. It's on my Facebook page already on there, and I'm posting it to our website soon, fox5atlanta.com, where you can get some free legal resources and read the state's renters' rights handbook. Know what your rights are. So you and I know the conventional wisdom is you don't pay more than 30% of your paycheck for your rent or your mortgage.
Right, so 50%.
Again, these people are paying sometimes 50%. And that is just not livable.
Yeah, it's not.
No, it's
not.
scary.
All right, so again,
Yeah.
you said head to your Facebook page to
Yes.
learn more about
Absolutely.
what you can do here. Dana, thank you so much for this info. Very helpful.